When you see vineyards like these, you probably think we're in Napa or in Sonoma, but you'd be wrong. We're in San Diego County, where the wine industry is growing by leaps and vines. In 2012, San Diego County grape growers harvested 752 acres of wine grapes, nearly double the 2011 harvest. The crop was worth $5.5 million, 5 times more than just a few years earlier. While San Diego's wine industry isn't big enough yet to be a significant player in the state, what we lack in volume, we more than make up for in variety. Our diverse microclimates allow us to grow almost anything, from Chardonnay at the coast to Cabernet and Merlot inland. And our wines are equally varied and absolutely delightful. Today, most of San Diego's 40 or so wineries buy their fruit from outside the county, but there's a growing number of farmers planting vineyards. These individuals are visionaries whose goal is to make San Diego's wineries rival the best in the state. In this episode, we'll meet some of those farmers and we'll explore San Diego's wine industry. We'll visit a boutique operation, we'll see some working wineries, we'll even meet a backyard hobbyist. We'll go from the cool coast to the sun-drenched inland hillsides as we meet people who are forging a new recognition and new identity for San Diego wines. I'm Nan Sterman. Welcome to A Growing Passion. With agricultural land selling for $20,000 or more an acre and the cost of water skyrocketing, San Diego farmers are hard-pressed to decide what to grow. Citrus, avocado, nursery plants? Well, deep in our best agricultural land, more and more orchards are becoming vineyards like these. In part, that's driven by economics, but in part, it's driven by the public's growing and unquenchable thirst for quality wines.
We got here very early this morning. We like to pick when it's very cold, and we like to turn in the grapes very cold. That gives us a head start in the winemaking process. That's what we're doing today with Fallbrook Winery.
It's harvest day at Fallbrook Winery, and even before the sun peaks over the horizon, the vineyards are alive with activity. Viticulturist and vineyard manager Jeff Landelt's crew of pickers moves quickly. Their aim? Get these grapes picked before the day warms and the sugars start to build. Jeff, these are beautiful. I want to take them all home with me. What kind of grapes are these?
These are Cabernet Sauvignon.
How many different kinds of grapes do you have?
We grow mainly Bordeaux style varieties, so Cabernet, Merlot, Petit Verdot, Malbec, and Cabernet Franc, and Sauvignon Blanc on the white side, and then we have a couple of Rhone style grapes, Syrah and Grenache.
At 38 acres, Fallbrook Winery is San Diego County's largest winery. It's nestled between the coast and the mountains. Here the days are warm and the nights are cool, allowing the grapes to develop the essential sugar and acid levels that make for flavorful and balanced wines. Tell me about how you grow grapes, about fertilizing and watering and all those things.
We do most of our watering in the early spring to stimulate early vegetative growth. Once we get to berry set, which is at the end of May, the 1st of June, then we try to shut down watering as much as possible.
Why do you stop watering?
What that does to what you're looking at here is it helps control berry size. So the best wines are made from balanced vines that have medium to smaller sized berries.
Jeff, how old are these vines?
These are all between 10 and 12 years old, depending on what side of the road you're on. It was all part of our first planting.
How long will a grapevine live and produce?
Well, in this particular case, we take very good care of the vines. So I would say this vine stands to live between 20 and 25 years of relatively good production.
Explain to me why you remove some of the leaves from the vines.
Very simply put, it's to expose the skins to sunlight. There has to be a starting point that triggers this development of the flavor and aroma compounds, and it's sunlight.
I didn't realize the skins were that important to the process.
The skins are everything. The the juice in the middle, the pulp, is just alcohol.
It's just alcohol.
It's just sugar and water, yeah. So and that eventually becomes alcohol. So all your flavor and aroma compounds are in the skins and also in the seeds.
Turning grape juice to wine is a team effort. Vintner Ira Gervitz monitors the process closely. He and wife Pepper Wood have owned the Fallbrook Winery since 1998. Ira, what is a vintner?
A vintner actually is someone who starts a winery and oversees all the different facets.
What do you enjoy about growing in San Diego?
The sunshine here, there must be 350 days of sunshine a year. And the soil in this particular area is DG, which is decomposed granite, allowing the vines to go deep looking for water, which does cause some stress on the vine, which really helps the development of intense flavors and colors.
Talk to me about water. It seems to me that would be a really big driving force when it comes to vineyards.
We do farm avocados, and the amount of water for avocados is astronomical. 800,000 gallons a year estimated for 115 tree acre of avocados versus 30,000 gallons of water per year for 1,000 vine acre of grapes. People are tearing out avocado orchards and planting vineyards.
Ira, what is it that makes Fallbrook Winery wine so unique?
Our focus is growing the grapes. You can make really good wine from really good grapes, but you just can't make good wine from bad grapes.
Freshly picked grapes are weighed, destemmed, and gently crushed into a mash known as must. The must goes into big plastic bins and is cooled quickly in a process called cold soaking. So where are we going now?
We are going up into the fermentation room.
I can smell it. Oh my gosh, that yeast smell?
Yeah. The yeast. The grapes are fermenting up here, and it smells really good.
It does smell good. Brennan, there's so many tubs in here. What is going on?
Yeah, this is the fermentation room. So we have about 45 bins in here, and they've been in here since they were inoculated for primary fermentation, and they've been going through their process.
And how long does that take?
4 to 12 days for red wine. And every 4 hours, we come up here, part of the crew, and we punch these fruit caps down. Your turn.
My turn. Do you have to start at the back? What if I can't reach? So I just need to start on one end and move my way down?
That's right.
This is not easy to do.
You see the liquid in the bubbles coming up. That's exactly what's needed right there.
It'd be a lot easier, you know, if I were Lucy and Ethel and I could just get in here with my bare feet and stomp, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be, but no.
No? Okay, darn it.
Just by the mere action of those berries going down, it's starting to release more of the pulp of the berry, and that's giving up more of the sugar.
Okay. How'd I do?
You're hired.
Yay. New wine ages in oak barrels. While it sits in the barrels, the wine clarifies and the acids soften. Flavors and aromas emerge to create smooth, balanced wines that Fallbrook Winery is known for.
All done.
So our challenge here in the South Coast region is to kind of really bring some recognition to our area that quality wines are being made in Southern California. A lot of people, if you ask them on the street, they wouldn't really think of Southern California as a big place for wine production. In actuality, it's a lot more so than people think.
A few years ago, Fallbrook planted this new block of Grenache grapes, but their market is expanding so quickly they can't grow enough grapes to meet their demand, so they have to look for outside sources, one of which is a kind of farmer that's in it totally for pleasure rather than for money. Lots of people dream about having their own vineyards, but only a few are lucky enough to make that dream come true. Dan and Fran Morlack are among the lucky ones.
When we purchased the property, we were told that we had Merlot, Syrah, and Cabernet. We had been told that it was a management company that would come in and help. We talked to Fallbrook Winery. They said yes, they could probably help us out. But by the time we got it all worked out, we were too late to get into their system. But they said, well, we'll give you direction if you're willing to do the work, but you need to start doing it now. So I looked at my children and said, hey, you guys ready to do this? Kids and I did all the pruning. We put the nets on. It took all 4 of us 2 full weekends to get the nets on. When it came time to harvest, we kind of thought they were going to come and help us harvest, and we were told we had to harvest it all ourselves. So I put an all call out to friends. I was amazed. We had probably 35 people show up last year. My son's little friends showed up. You know, we had like 8 little boys as runners carrying empty buckets to people that had full buckets. So that was a really cool surprise.
So last year, when our first year, we kind of got in a little late, and we got hit with mold and mildew and bee damage and birds and rodents. And so we harvested the whole vineyard, and we really struggled to fill 2 bins. And when we got up there, we threw away 1 of those bins. So this year, we've already got 1 bin full with really excellent grapes just from this lower vineyard.
Wow, this is amazing. Last year, we were lucky to get clumps about this size, and we were so proud of that. And now this year you get one that's about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. It's exciting. This is so fun.
The Morilax grapes are trucked to the winery and processed as soon as they're picked. Eventually, these grapes will be blended into one of Fallbrook Winery's award-winning estate wines.
This is 2 different types of berries in here because, like I said, we have a blend out there. Yeah. And so this particular one, you might see that it's starting to raisin a little bit. That's Syrah. We don't like to let any raisioning occur except for Syrah. So we'll let it slide on Syrah. It seems to increase the quality of the wine. This is Cabernet, and and so we don't like to let it raisin on Cabernet, but this Syrah cluster here, that's okay. I actually look for that in Syrah. It's definitely a team effort, and that's kind of what I really like about our program is that we need the customers, you know, the actual homeowners themselves to actually have an interest in it. You're not going to make $1 million off this thing, but it's a hobby. It's fun to do.
It's been a long day, guys. We started at 6. It's 1 o'clock. Big job.
Yeah.
7 hours of work.
Yeah,
A lot
really.
of work. We'll probably go home and have a glass, take a rest, and start again tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, Nan.
San Diego County is home to a host of new vineyards and wineries. This vineyard, Rockwood Ranch in San Pasqual Valley, is among the newcomers. They sell their grapes to a new generation of winemakers, including Vesper Vineyards.
This year is Vesper Vineyards' 5th harvest in San Diego County.
Alicia Staley and her husband Chris Brumell started Vesper Vineyards on Chris's family ranch in Valley Center. They both grew up in farm families, but they wanted to take the family business in a new direction, winemaking.
For Vesper, we don't own any vineyards. We buy all our grapes from different growers all over San Diego County. And the beauty of that is San Diego has over 20 different microclimates. So we can buy grapes, the exact same clone and rootstock of one grape from one part of the county and another from the other part of the county, and they're going to taste completely different because of the microclimate. This is this vineyard's first harvest. These vines were planted in 2011, so they've been in the ground for 3 years. In today's harvest, we're hoping to get about 6.5 to 8 tons of fruit.
These nets are working a lot better than the old ones. I like them. Yeah.
And even with dropping half the crop.
The relationship between grower and winery is pretty special. This vineyard is managed by Al Staley, Alicia's father.
This is a new vineyard. This is the first harvest of this Grenache Blanc. It won't be stellar wine. The wine gets better as the vines get older. As the farmer, we're learning what this vineyard's going to give us and what it needs as far as nutrients and water. By the time these vines are 5, 6 years old, we'll have a better relationship.
The harvest begins at sunrise while the fruit still has some nighttime chill.
Today it's very warm. We're all sweating. Well, the grapes are as well. So they're losing some of their moisture, and that's affecting their sugar and their acid content. So we want to keep that as similar as possible, and that's why we do our grape samples really early in the morning, and we try to harvest as early in the morning as possible.
Chris and Alicia regard each vineyard and each harvest as unique and individual. Rather than going for uniformity, they go for wines that have their own special character.
So when you read the back label for this wine, it's going to say it was a hot day, we were filming for a growing passion, and it was the vineyard's first harvest.
A business park in Escondido might seem an odd place to find a winery, but making wine is as much business as it is art. With the explosion of new vineyards in San Diego County, new wineries are cropping up as well, and they're taking local wines in a whole new direction. Alicia, tell me why you picked this location.
Well, this location, because it's in an industrial area, an industrial zone, it gives us a lot of freedom, and we don't have to worry about as many permitting and noise issues as we would if we were out in the county. And also because we are here right between the 15 and the 78, we're close to a lot of grape sources, and all our grapes come in from all over San Diego County, so it makes it easy for our growers to find us.
Are there other wineries that are supporting farmers in the same way you do, and how do you do it?
The relationship between the grape grower, the farmer, and the winery is always a challenge no matter where you are in California. Although it's a little different in San Diego because most of the wineries are very small, the growers and the wineries tend to be the same people. And we try to make it a very close relationship, always talking with the growers at bud break at the beginning of the season. We check in with them after fruit set, and we let them do their job, and we just kind of have a constant open line of communication.
Describe your style of winemaking.
Chris and I have different theories on winemaking, and it mostly comes from our training. I was a kind of, I guess you could say, classically trained winemaker. I went to University of California, Davis, and actually got my bachelor's in viticulture, which is grape growing, and enology, which is winemaking. So I'm very much more science-based.
While Alicia is the enologist, Chris is Vesper Vineyard's winemaker. He takes a hands-on approach to refining his craft.
I experiment quite a bit, so as soon as I find something that works, I'm always trying to either improve it or change it, just from an aspect of trying to explore more and find what the absolute best wine is for San Diego. But part of that is getting out of the way. So I work really hard to not work. I want the wines to make themselves. I don't want to have a hand in controlling them.
Sometimes this winemaker turns convention on its head.
So we're de-stemming to get whole berries, and then this is getting layered with dry ice to cold soak. So the fruit will just kind of sit like in a refrigerator, and we'll start getting extraction with the berries that's not in an alcoholic solution. It's fun to see what the wine wants to do on its own, rather than trying to control it. And you know, a lot of mistakes turn out to be really cool. It's fun to watch things educate you.
As the harvest is being pressed, the winemaker evaluates the grape juice.
The acid's there and the structure is there. It's just no alcohol yet. So, and you get hints of what the grape are. I'm tasting a little bit of little strawberry, just a tiny bit. Some raspberry. Good acid though. Not too sweet either. It's only like 19 bricks, so it'll be like 10%. It's really, really easy to drink and refreshing.
Chris, to you, what does a San Diego wine taste like?
Something that's light, refreshing, that you can have at the end of any day. I mean, most people think of San Diego and they think of summer. So even the red should be kind of light and not overbearing, but, you know, have flavors that are enjoyable.
Alicia, how will you know when you're successful?
I think we are successful. We love coming to work every day. People love our product. We just went to a farm-to-table dinner that we were part of this weekend, and it was one of the first times where afterwards we had a handful of people coming up saying, how do I get your wine in my restaurant? How can I join your wine club? Or I've had your wine at multiple events now. To me, people recognizing us and supporting our business is what is successful, being able to live our dream.
We're in North Claremont. It's just a few miles north of downtown San Diego and a little bit in from the beach. This is a really densely populated urban environment. The houses are packed close together, so it's about the last place you'd expect to find a vineyard and a winery. But of course, that's why we're here, to visit Keith and Gabriella Wasser's backyard vineyard and garage winery. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see
I'm
you.
hoping you're ready to go to work.
Got my pruning shears, and I see the grapes are beautiful. Let's get moving.
They are ready to go.
Okay. How do you know when it's time to cut these?
Well, we're going to show you right now. We're going to take one of these little grapes on here. We're going to put it into the lens of the refractometer. If you want to hold that, please. Lift the lens. You take the grape. First things you look for is sweetness. Look at the seeds.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking to see that they're not bright green. They need to turn sort of brownish. Okay. You take the grape. So we're going to squeeze the juice out, close the lens, and you will have a line going across.
Almost 25%. That's great.
So we're good. And that's how we do it in the vineyard.
So that tells you how much sugar's in the
That tells you how much sugar it is, and it gives you an idea when it's ready to pick.
Let's pick. These are beautiful. There's so many of them.
There's a lot of grapes this year. We got a bumper crop, and they are ready to be picked.
Wow. So how long is it going to take the two of you to do this?
We will probably be doing this for, I don't know, a couple hours.
So what kind of grapes are these?
These are Syrah.
These are Syrah?
They're on a Freedom rootstock grafted.
Yeah.
That is designed for this type of a soil type.
Which is?
Which is fairly loamy.
So Gabriella, was this your idea?
No, it was Keith's idea.
It was Keith's idea? Shh. And did you know what you were getting yourself into?
No, I definitely didn't. We did the top vineyard, and it was about 50 vines, and then we came down here and did the rest. And had no idea it was going to be this big.
So how many vines do you guys have now?
I guess about 150.
I mean, this is in the middle of the city.
Yeah, we're very fortunate, and we were glad that we were able to make it happen, but it's been a lot of fun, too.
What do your neighbors think?
They like, the neighbors on the bottom like that they can look up at a vineyard and not have to maintain it.
How many pounds of grapes do you think we're going to get out of this?
I think we'll probably get close to about 120.
And how
which
much?
should give us enough for maybe 10 gallons.
That's 10 gallons to start, or 10 gallons?
That's 10 gallons of finished wine.
So how many of these kind of buckets do you guys have to carry up and down when you're doing the harvest?
Five to six, depending on the harvest.
That's a lot of buckets.
That's a lot of buckets.
In just a matter of minutes, we crush the grapes to make must, which is the fresh pressed juice, along with the skins, seeds, and stems.
Over that way, a little bit over top of it.
Then winemaking turns from art to science. Keith carefully monitors the process, the acid, the pH, and the sugar content as grape juice turns to wine. In several months, it'll be ready to taste. So, this is what it's all about, right?
Yep. This is where the hard work ends and the romance begins.
Salud. Oh, that's good. Here at Fallbrook Winery's underground wine cellars, the best wines are tucked away. Just like San Diego County wineries, they're hidden jewels waiting to be discovered and enjoyed. Ooh, now I get to taste? What are you pouring, Ira?
We're pouring our Bordeaux blend, which we call BDX.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful color. Now tell me what to do.
First, we'll swirl the wine a little bit in the glass.
Yeah, and then?
And then smell it for the aroma and the bouquet and the wine.
Smells great.
And then
taste it. Oh, yum. San Diego wines are the best.
Thank you very much.
I'm Nan Sterman. Thanks for watching. A growing passion thanks KPBS Television for their ongoing support, along with these generous underwriters.